These seeds are my Hail Mary plan for competing in the Flower Farming Olympics Mother's Day, which is now less than 70 days away. For my first year competing as a flower farmer, I want to win the gold medal and grow 100 bouquets worth of flowers. And while Mother's Day is really important, in order to build a sustainable business, I need all of my farmers markets to go well every week, which means I not only need to keep my plants alive and stay on track for Mother's Day, I also need to keep planting more flowers so I can not only achieve my goal of getting on the podium for the Flower Farming Olympics, I can also build a sustainable business and I can keep growing flowers for years to come. Last week, we discovered that I had almost 300 flowers missing because of the cold weather this winter. And not only do I need to now fill these beds with more flowers, this week we're also going to have a heat wave and I need to keep thousands of seedlings and tulips alive for the coming weeks. Because last week's farmers market went really well and went better than I expected, I'm now also completely sold out of my dried flowers. And I still have no fresh flowers, but I'm on the map for this weekend's farmers market, so we need to figure something out. So we definitely have our work cut out for us this week on my small urban flower farm with 8 weeks to go until Mother's Day. Last week, I found out that I was accepted into a really huge plant sale, which is really exciting. I just got into a really big plant sale. But it's less than like 6 weeks away, and I've already maxed out the space in my greenhouse. So over the last week, I've been planting a lot of things out. I planted out spinach, statice, poppies, kale, just clearing out as many trays as I need to make room for the priority seedlings, which will be what I grow for the plant sales. And so far, I've been making pretty good progress. I have a whole entire cleared table, and today I'm supposed to be starting seeds, but it's going to be like 80 degrees out this whole week, which means that this greenhouse is going to be close to 100 degrees every day. So I put a fan in here and I've been running it, and hopefully that'll help keep these plants alive while I can do all the other garden stuff that I have to do over the next week. So just a quick refresh, if you're new, hi, my name's Leela. I live in Central Virginia in Zone 7B, and I am entering my first full year as a flower farmer. And in order for me to win the gold medal and grow 100 bouquets worth of flowers, I calculated that I need roughly 10 stems per bouquet, or 1,000 stems. Last week, I thought I was short by about 300, almost 400 stems because of my empty garden beds. But at the end of the week, I went around my garden, I tallied things up, and I totaled that I had about 800 stems growing, which is really good if they bloom. But in order to make sure that I reach my goal of 100 bouquets, I need to have more than 1,000 stems. And in order to do that, I need to fill these empty garden beds ASAP. And that is where my special little Hail Mary seed packets will come in, but we'll get to that a little later in the week. For now, with the heat, one of my main tasks is keeping my tulips alive. Like I said, one of the main things for my business is that I need to have good farmers markets every week, not just on Mother's Day. And between now and Mother's Day, the main crop or the main flower that I'm planning on having is tulips. Tulips, however, really love cool weather, and with the 80, almost 90 degree days that we're having, there are quite a few problems that can happen with these tulips if I don't carefully monitor them, water them, keep them cool, all that fun stuff. Now, if you're new here, you might not know this, but I love experiments. So some of the tulips that you're seeing are part of some of my little mad science experiments. They're not for my cut flower crops. They're just like a little project that I have going on for myself. But in this big black crate are my prime tulips, and I have a few other crates throughout my garden as well that are my cut flower tulips, and I'm alternating them between the shade and the sun and also keeping them watered throughout the day, which is quite a task. And as soon as they're ready to be harvested, it's also going to be a task to make sure I stay on top of things and keep them harvested on time so they don't blow open, and I can pick them at the prime ripe stage. So one of the main tasks that I have every week is my fertilizing routine. I use fish fertilizer and this special jug of, can you guess what it is? Worm poop water. Yes, I don't know the actual name. It's not quite compost tea, but it's, I think, vermicompost tea. I've got a worm guy. He's great. His name's Craig. Anyways, I got this worm food. I've got some fish fertilizer, and I mix it in with water. I dilute it a lot, and I also use water that has mosquito dunks in it, and I use that to water all my plants. The way that I do it is very manual. If you have any suggestions on how I could do this quicker, let me know. But yeah, I bucket all the water water everything one by one gently. I also like doing it this way because I get to check on everything. Things have just absolutely exploded with the warm weather this past week. Things feel like they've tripled or even quadrupled in size. A lot of the plants are starting to like stand up, if that makes sense. And that to me shows that they're ready to start sending up flowers, which is really, really exciting. So while I take care of all these plants, I'm also trying to weed a little bit every day. I don't have a very big garden space. It's like less than 1,000 square feet total, but it still feels like a lot to keep track of. I don't know how farmers do it with like thousands and thousands of acres. I have a hard time just keeping track of my little tiny areas. So one of the key things every week is fertilizing them, making sure they get the food that they need. And also the vermicompost helps them form good energy, good vibes with the soil. I don't know. It can't hurt, right? And if you are wondering, yes, it does smell. It smells really bad. And I always need to shower after doing this because it just, yeah, it does smell. I just came inside from fish fertilizer worm poop time. Fertilizer worm food poop time, water time, fertilizer time. And now I'm going to go outside and start some of these sunflower seeds. The seeds in these 3 seed packets could either make or break my Mother's Day and be the difference between me getting a gold medal or not even making it onto the podium. So these need to get started. I meant to start them last week and I keep putting it off, but you're here, I'm here, they're here. And we're gonna go outside and start these seeds. It's hot today, but they need to get started and they're gonna like the warm weather that we're gonna have over the next like 3 days before it dips again. So here is my Hail Mary plan. I'm going to start sunflower seeds inside and I'm gonna start some outside. Both of them, no matter where they go, they're gonna go under tunnels. So I need to put up hoops, I need to put up greenhouse plastic, and the goal over the next few weeks is to keep them as warm as possible. So we need these to germinate fast, we need the weather to be warm, and we need to take really good care of them so that they can potentially bloom for Mother's Day. So that's what we need to do. 3 that I'm starting, I'm specifically picking lightly colored sunflowers so that they're more in the spring color palette. And I'm planting Pro Cut Peach, which has a 50 to 60 day maturity. Gold Light DMR, which has a 55 to 65 day maturity. And the White Light, these are the ones. If I can have these, just like one of them, I will see this as a success. So while I'm planting these sunflowers, let's do a little refresh. Last week, I discovered that I have a lot of empty garden beds, and while I do have a couple hundred stems that put me close to my 1,000 stem goal, I'm still short like 300 stems. So these sunflowers are my Hail Mary. I've tried sunflowers in the past and I've gotten really, really close to Mother's Day. I was off by about a week. So I'm picking varieties that have 50 to 60 day maturity, and they're probably going to take a little bit longer. So things that take 50 days are probably going to take close to 60 or 65. So we are really pushing the envelope. At this point in the year, we don't really get hard frosts at all. If we do have a freeze, it might be a light frost. And sunflowers, especially in the seedling stage, are actually pretty durable. The main thing for me is keeping them warm. So I want them to be as warm as possible without frying. And I think if I do that, we might get really close to having sunflowers for Mother's Day. But in order to see if they bloom, you're going to have to subscribe and see how they grow over the next few weeks. Hopefully nothing comes and eats them. Hopefully we don't have any cold snaps, and we're just going to have to pray that we get some sunflowers because that would be cool. Worst case scenario, they grow and I have them after Mother's Day, which is not a bad thing either. And last week's farmer's market actually went a lot better than I thought. I sold a ton of dried flowers and I sold my little kokedamas. I didn't have any fresh flower jars or bouquets, but I still did really well. So this week I'm hoping to do just as well, if not even better, because it's March. The weather should be nice, but because last week went so well, I sold out of all of my dried flowers. So I don't have dried flowers, and I still don't have any fresh flowers growing in my own garden. So I sent a few emails to local farms that I knew did wholesale to see if I can get accepted, but it's a pretty quick turnaround to get approved, and I'd also have to go pick up the flowers. So I have no idea if I'm going to be approved for those wholesale accounts, but at this point, that's my best hope. The place that I ordered a lot of my dried flowers from is all the way in Washington State, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get them shipped in time. So I'm going to make some kokedamas. I have some potted plants that I can bring, and I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that I get approved for these wholesale accounts because I really want to bring flowers. I'm the flower person, so it would make sense for me to have flowers, but we'll have to see. And the thing about growing hundreds and thousands of plants is that nothing ever goes 100% according to plan. I have been dealing with a very big problem called fungus gnats. They grow in your soil, they love the moist conditions, and they are pretty much inevitable. A few weeks ago, I had to do a full-on rescue mission of my onions because I'm not only growing onions for myself, I also am doing a spring plant club where I grow plants for local people in my community, and the onions that were supposed to be part of the first week's pickup, which is this week, were dying rapidly. So I did a full-on rescue, I bought some fans, and I've been trying to slowly circulate things out of the infected areas, treat them, and just do everything I possibly can to get rid of the fungus gnat problem before I start the next big wave of seeds for my plant sales. And I'm not starting any of those seeds until I feel like I've gotten this problem under control, which is easier said than done. So I've almost cleared out my entire indoor growing setup. I feel like I've pretty much treated them in the greenhouse. And finally, after a few weeks, my onions were looking amazing. If you want to see how I treated these onions, you can go watch one of my previous videos. But yeah, I am very happy that I was able to avoid a crisis, but these fungus gnats, they are going to be the bane of my existence. So I've just cut some hellebores. And it's several days before the farmer's market, but I'm cutting them now because hellebores should last a very long time in the vase if they're conditioned properly. So part of my plan for future Mother's Days is to have 1,000,000 hellebores because these make a great foliage and filler by May. But right now they're still like in the in-between where some of them are good, some of them won't be good for a long time in the vase. So I'm going to condition them. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take them out, take my little snips, and I'm going to slice up the stem. And I think, don't quote me, but I think that helps them hydrate and take up more water than just having an open wound at the bottom of the stem. So I'm going to give them some little prep. I'm going to let them sit. I think most of them will still be perfectly fine by the time it's time to arrange for Saturday's farmer's market. So we're going to get these conditioned, and then hopefully we can make some bouquets with them. So something we will all learn about myself very shortly, if you stick around, is that I like to put things off until the last minute and then cram it all into one little, like, how much can I get done? It is what it is. It's Thursday, the farmer's market is Saturday, and I have no flowers still. And I sold out of my dried flowers, but I still need to do really well at this next weekend's farmer's market because for some reason I thought that I would make like $500 per farmer's market in March, which it's like, there's no way that's happening this weekend. So I reached out to a local farm and I was approved for wholesale, but I didn't get the link. So yesterday, Hail Mary, I was like, hey, I don't want to be annoying, but can I please buy flowers from you? So to make a very long story short, in an hour and a half, I need to be an hour and a half away from here picking up dried flowers and fresh flowers because they not only have fresh flowers, they also have dried flowers. So we're going on quite a journey today, and I will be back with fresh flowers, which is so exciting. I'm going to pick up ranunculus. I have never held a ranunculus in my hand, so we're going to take my V card for ranunculus, my R card if you will, And yeah, I'm very excited. So I'm gonna go because I need to leave ASAP. I'm gonna go to the bathroom first and get a snack, and then I'm gonna go, and then I'll be back. So we're gonna have flowers this weekend, which is really good. The weather is gonna be gorgeous, and I hope more people will show up than did last week, and we can maybe make up some of the difference for the past month and a half of bad weather with these fresh flowers. So I'm gonna go, and I'll see you later. I'll check in. Okay, bye. These are minis, so they're short, but they're bulb on, which is really, really cool because in theory, if I didn't want to, I could just leave them in my fridge with the bulb on for next week. So that would be cool, but we're not going to do that. My office is really hot, and tulips are very, 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 very temperature sensitive. So I'm going to try to do like 1 or 2 jar mock-ups really quick and then get these back in the fridge. I'm gonna make a cute little jar with these tulips, and because it has been so hot, I think I might have tulips, if not next week, definitely by the week after. So that is something to keep in mind. Yeah, pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. I've done the math, and I need to basically sell out tomorrow in order for it to be like success and keep me on track for success with my business for the year. So I have my little list of what I need to make sure I bring. This morning I made some dried flower bouquets, and yeah, I've made some kokedamas this morning, and then now I'm going to put together these jars, do a little promo video, tell people to come to the farmer's market, and then we see how it goes. It's just like you can try your best and do everything right, but with markets, for whatever you do, you just never know. But we just gotta show up, we gotta do it. So I'm going to put on my headphones, lock in, make these little jars, and I'll show you what they look like. So I tried making big bouquets and they just did not look how I thought they would. So we've settled on all jars. This is a little potted daffodil, but I've got a few jars. They look very springy, very fun. And I'm going to show you my super cool office to car exchange system. I open this window, I put things on a trash can, and then I go around outside and get them, and that way I don't have to bring them all the way through the house, out the door, down the steps. Yeah, it works, I promise. Now I go get them and then put them in the car. So, the farmer's market. Okay. The farmer's market. Let's talk about it. Before I say that, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you want to see how my Mother's Day goes and if I win the gold medal and make it to the podium. Yeah, be sure to subscribe so you see when I have new videos coming up. These are my emotional support daffodils. They are new to the family. I just acquired them this past week because after the farmer's market, I was invited to go to an old daffodil farm. Okay, hey, yes, I'm listening to that. Anyways, I'm at a stoplight, really quick. I just finished the farmer's market, and I will give a little wrap up. But right now I have food on my face and I'm on my way to a really exciting location. I don't know what I'm going to. I just know how it could be described as an old daffodil farm. I will explain later, but I'm on my way. We're gonna see what it looks like, what it is. So the farmer's market itself did not go well. It did not go well. And if I can be real for a minute, it has me really rethinking everything. I really love making these videos and I love growing, and I feel delusional. Like I can do it. But yeah, it was not a good farmer's market. The weather was beautiful. I had flowers, but people just didn't show up. And I live in a very small town, and that's just the reality. Like, you see people like doing really well and selling out, but I live in a small town, and like, flowers are a luxury good. They're a luxury item. They're not necessary for life, although some people argue that beauty, bread and roses, they are. So yeah, I'm working on that. I've got some ideas. Last year I did some bouquet bars I sold at local bakeries, so we're not out of the woods yet. I can still win the gold medal. I have my own personal goals, so that's the fun part. And tomorrow I'm going back to the daffodil farm, and I'm going to be picking hundreds, hopefully, of daffodils for next week's farmer's market. So if you want to see the daffodil farm, because I literally took no photos, I was so overwhelmed. If you want to meet the daffodils, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. And I hope wherever you are, you have beautiful, cheerful flowers that smell amazing and brighten your days. Right now it's snowing outside. It was 90 degrees yesterday and now it's snowing, but I have daffodils, and that is all you really need in life. Some pretty flowers. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.